Imagine this, the Garden of Eden is silent. Adam is away, tending the trees near the river. Eve kneels beside a cluster of flowers, unaware that in the unseen realm, an invisible shadow has entered the garden. The angel of death, Samael, moves closer, holding the command to strike her down before humanity can take root. But in that instant, a blinding light splits the air, and a warrior with the voice of thunder shouts, "Not today, Samael." This is the story of the day Michael the Archangel stopped the death of the first woman, Eve, and changed the destiny of all mankind. Setting the stage, heaven before the fall. Before Adam and Eve had sinned, Eden was not just a garden, it was the meeting point between heaven and earth. Angels moved freely, guarding and guiding creation. But not all in heaven rejoiced at God's newest creation. Some, like Samael, the angel of death, were skeptical. Ancient Jewish writings suggest Samael looked upon mankind with disdain, believing they were too weak, too easily swayed. And when God spoke of giving humanity dominion over the earth, Samael's pride flared. In certain rabbinic traditions, Samael is not just the bringer of death, he is also the accuser, the one who tests mankind's worthiness. And in his eyes, humanity was a mistake to be corrected. The trigger, why Samael wanted Eve dead. After the temptation in the garden, before the final eating of the forbidden fruit, Samael allegedly saw an opportunity. If Eve died before bearing children, mankind's story would end before it began. Why Eve first? Because she was the mother of all living. Destroy the mother and you erase the future. In some mystical accounts, Samael petitioned God for the right to strike Eve, claiming she would be the cause of humanity's rebellion. But God's answer was clear: you shall not touch her life. Yet Samael, burning with defiance, decided to act without permission. The moment Samael enters Eden, the air grew heavy. The animals grew silent, even the river slowed. Samael stepped into the garden, his form shifting between darkness and flame. In his hand, a blade of shadow said to cut not flesh but the thread of life itself. As he neared Eve, she felt a sudden chill, a shadow over the sun. She looked up but saw nothing. Samael raised his weapon, and that's when the heavens roared. The intervention, Michael appears. A column of light blazed down from above, shaking the ground. Michael the Archangel, commander of heaven's armies, stood between Samael and Eve. His armor shone like molten gold, his sword a living flame. "Samael," Michael's voice thundered, "you overstep your place. She is under the Most High's protection." But Samael, unafraid, hissed back, "She will bring death to all mankind. Let me strike and end the curse before it begins." Michael's reply was fierce. "It is not for you to decide the fate of what God has made. Stand down." The battle in Eden. Legends tell of a clash so great that the garden itself trembled. Michael's sword met Samael's blade of shadow as sparks of divine fire lit the sky. Animals fled to the far ends of Eden. The trees bent under the force of the strikes. 3 times Samael tried to break past Michael. 3 times he was cast back. With every strike, Michael's voice proclaimed the will of God. Life is in his hands, not yours. Finally, Michael's sword blazed so brightly it blinded Samael. The angel of death retreated, his form dissolving into the wind, but not without a final warning. Then she will bring death upon herself. Aftermath, heaven's debate. In heaven, the event sparked deep debate among the angels. Some sided with Michael, rejoicing that God's mercy had triumphed. Others whispered that Samael was right, that Eve's survival would lead to the fall. But God's purpose stood firm. Eve lived. She would bear children, and through her lineage, the Savior of the world would one day come. Other examples: Michael's role as protector. This was not the only time Michael opposed the forces of death. In the book of Daniel, Michael fought the prince of Persia to ensure God's message reached his servant. In Revelation, Michael leads the armies of heaven against the dragon, casting Satan out. In apocryphal writings, Michael protects the body of Moses from being taken by Satan. Time and again, Michael appears when the survival of God's people is on the line. Conclusion: the unseen war for humanity. The story of Michael and Samael over Eve is a reminder that there is an unseen war over every human life. Even before the fall, God's plan for redemption was fiercely defended. Eve lived not because she was perfect, but because God's mercy guarded her. And through her, the human race would walk the long road to redemption. So next time you think your life has no purpose, remember, In the unseen realms, angels have fought battles to keep you here.